Hey, got a little random video about my bubble machine. It's been a bit of a pain recently, it keeps leaking. This is the machine I'm talking about. I got it given to me about a year ago by a friend. He had someone give it to him who didn't want it. He had no use for it, so he gave it to me. I used it shortly after I got it. Thought I overfilled it, and it actually tripped all the fuses out and leaked everywhere, which wasn't too smart. It made a horrible mess of the stage. I used it about 2 weeks ago at my sister's birthday party. Set it all up, filled it up, it was fine. It ran quite nicely for about an hour. I had quite a bit of time before the gig and I was mucking about with it. And just before the disco actually started, all the sockets went out, same as last time, and this thing started leaking. I took it apart after a while. It took me ages. All the screws had rusted solid from all the fluid that had been in the bottom of it, and found that the tank had a small crack in the back. You can't see on the camera, but the crack's about there and right in the bottom corner. And then when I took it apart, it then split all along this bottom edge. You can sort of see where I've filled it in. So I'm waiting for this glue to actually dry in here, and fingers crossed it won't leak. I'm hoping by tomorrow. This stuff should set within 10 minutes, it says on the packet. I'm hoping if I leave it a good 12 hours it'll be solid and near enough at full strength. I can stick some fluid in it, or probably stick some water in it tomorrow. Leave it in for a few hours, see if it does start leaking. If it doesn't, I'm going down to buy some spray paint and I'm going to spray it, because I don't think green is the best colour for it. It sticks out like a sore thumb at discos. So hopefully I'll do it green, do it black, sorry. And we'll cover half the rust up as well. This ain't a bad machine. She does run, but when she leaks, she does leak. And straighten all the electrics and blow all the fuses out. She ain't got any fluid in her at the minute. She runs right. She's got 2 huge fans in the back of it. Come with a remote control. It's only a simple switch. It's got quite a long length of lead on it, so I can sit it quite far away from me. Fans in the back of this thing are huge. Don't know if you can see on there. Compared to my hand. Huge. 2 huge fans. Well, she's working, she's not leaking anymore. She's putting some bubbles out, but not a great deal. I'm not using very good fluid, that's probably why. That's this old stuff has been sat about for yonks. probably about 5-year-old, so that's probably why. What I did was I filled it up with water last night, just plain water. I think I put about 2 litres in it. I didn't have the tank in it, I took the tank out and I just sat it on the floor and left it until lunchtime today, so it had nearly 12 hours, I had over 12 hours, where it was full of water and it hadn't leaked. So fingers crossed, all the stuff I've put in it has done the trick. If it continues to work, I will be repainting it, get it black, because it sticks out like a sore thumb, as you can imagine, at discos. So, but I'm a bit uncertain with bubble machines, because they do put a bit of residue on the floor, and they do make it slippery, so I'm uncertain whether to keep it. I do like them though, they're good fun to have, they're something different. With this one I have to have it propped up slightly on the stand, on the hanging bracket. I have to have it propped up because it's such a ridiculous angle. I only shoot across the floor, so I only half fill it and then prop it up slightly, and it then spreads across the dance floor a bit better. Something I've just noticed with this, the camera's picking it up better than what I can see it. It's actually raining in here, it's actually spraying just fluid out as well. I'm sat right in front of it and I'm getting wet from it. That's not the bubbles, it's spray. My camera's getting wet, my new camera. One thing I thought about doing with it is making a case for it, because as you can see it sits quite low to the floor. So if I made a case for it to travel it in, if I made it strong enough so it can take the weight of the machine on the top of the case, when I'm using it at discos and different bits and pieces, I can sit it on the case and it'll then be a bit higher up off the ground. Should get a better spread of the bubbles. All my lights. While we're looking at these, I've actually changed this about a little bit. I've got them all on clamps and I've blacked the clamps out now. It saves me so much time when screwing all the lights on individually. I've got that one, this one and that one, and the Discovery all on clamps. The Parkhounds are already on clamps, they go horizontally. The same with the Messenger on the top. The scanners I haven't got on yet, but I'm a bit worried about doing. As you can see, my top bar is just a single bar, it's not a truss or a double bar on there at all. It's just a single bar and it's very messy. A bit out of focus as well. With these scanners, if I put them on clamps, I've got the risk of them dropping straight off the end of this bar, because there's nothing there to stop them. So what I've got is I've got some little rubber feet off of an old orange light off of a transit van. So what I might do is put a bolt through them and put one on the top, one on the bottom here, and they stand about 1 inch tall. And it should act as a stop. So the light shouldn't be able to slide off. Then there's another hole just down here. And I can put a safety chain on it, just to stop it if it does fall. I won't hit someone or damage my lights. Over there I've got a cam swing fire, and I did have a spare clamp. I've got one left over, but because it's such a wide light it needs 2 clamps, and I haven't got 2. I did have 2 and I ended up putting it on one of these other lights, and they don't match up anyway, so I couldn't use it because it was on the wonk. And I've also done this. I've got a Cam Path 38 LED, clamped it horizontally, and it now downlights my decks. So there's my decks, all the flight case all covered up, the amps, mics, all sorts of rubbish, the Revo 3 box, Revo's over down there somewhere, a couple of speaker stands and a mic stand, new little laser. I got that for my birthday in November. It's quite dubious, not very big, but it's got a big spread on that. It's only about 40 quid. So, and my lovely smoke machine, which has decided to burn the pump out, so it now has no pump, so it doesn't work, so I've got to get a new pump for that. I think I'm going to end this video here. There's not really much more I can say about the machine, unless I do decide to paint it, which I think I'm going to do. I think a can of spray paint's about 8 quid, so spray it black. Might find some stickers or something to put on it as well, make it look a bit smart. So yeah, sat down there, so my lovely bass cabs and all sorts of speakers and my lights and my decks, opposite my drum kits. Yeah, I've got a lot of space in here. Run out of room. I've got the par cans up there, which, as you can see, there's a cable hanging out of that one because the cable's gone, and it's the first one in the line, so none of them are running at the minute. I've got a spare cable, I just haven't put it on yet, and they're all running fine up on this side. Yeah, I did, I'm a scout leader, so I do a lot of work for scouts. We do a Christmas show every year, and I use these cans, the same on the other side, and then in the room there's 2 bars just offset the stage, and I hang them 2 on the bars further down the room, and I get quite a good little light show. And I'm planning, hopefully next year, I can use the bubble machine for the finale, which would be quite cool. But I only take the 12-inch top cabs, so they're all I really need in there for background music and for the show. There ain't a lot happening for that one. But set up for the show, it took me 2 hours to set it up. Plugged everything in, and because that cable had gone, only one par can came on. The first one, that one, came on, and the others all did nothing, except for this other one, which went sound to light. I had a funny 5 minutes when it sound to light. But we got there in the end. It was a good night. I think we had 80 people we performed for. So yeah, I'm more than just discos. Do all sorts of things, me.